What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes, and in this video I'll be discussing the 5th Anniversary FEH Channel, the upcoming changes, mythic remixes, the Valentine banner, as well as some useful information which you might find interesting and also helpful. So let me know in the comments what are your thoughts on this FEH Channel. Kinda insane that we have been playing this game for half a decade now. I really want to first talk about the 5th Anniversary Hero Fest banner because it's insanely good in terms of its value. So not only it provides you with a really meta-defining unit in Yuri, but also has some limited units who do not really appear on these kinds of banners. A mythic like Plumeria, legendary like Dimitri, and also a seasonal harmonic unit in Bridal Catria. So this banner is extremely high value because of the rare units, and this is like a one-time opportunity to get these units with, the best rate that they're gonna be available. Like for Plumeria, it's pretty much your best chance of getting her. You can also spark on this banner if you have Fey Pass, that is, and it is really helpful because if you're trying to merge any of these rare units, then this is a pretty good chance, and even just a one-off copy of any of these units is definitely really good, especially Yuri and Bridal Catria. Yuri, as we know, is king of summoner duels and also for Aether Raids offense, insanely strong unit. He is basically like a cavalier because of having extra movement and also enjoying the infantry only skills like time pulse and I'll follow up, and also has foul play. So there are definitely going to be units who can take him on, but still he is incredibly powerful with an AoE build or lethality. We have Bridal Catria, who does have counterplay now in form of Elamine, who does provide you with false start. Other than that, in any other season you can use Bridal Catria and she's still extremely powerful because of the triangle attack and the orders buff that she can give to your allies. So triangle attack can pretty much make any of your ally have brave attacks, which is incredibly strong in any kind of game mode, like in summoner duels, in Aether Raids offense as well, and of course in the dark season of Aether Raids defense. There's gonna be no Elamine, so Bridal Catria, even though has to face Elamine, she is still gonna be, functional in all of the other season and all of the other areas of the game because Elamine is pretty much tailored towards using any Aether Raids offense. And then we have Plumeria, who's easily, pretty much the best, if not one of the best Astro Mythics. And having a Dancer as your Mythic is extremely good because now more than ever, we have got such aggressive strategies for player phase usage in Aether Raids, like Gale Force, Hit and Run, and so many other strats which you could open with cool units like Yuri or, with Winter Bernadetta. So you're always going to be using Plumeria ideally in your Astra teams. So getting merges on her is going to be helping you because one mythic merge does equal to 16 points of lift in each Aether Raid season. So that is pretty significant. So if you care about Aether Raids, then Plumeria is a really good option here. And then Legendary Dimitri is really good, water legendary unit. He can score well. He of course does have to face, Legendary Byleth in the water season, and he doesn't have the highest resistance, but still, Atrocity is extremely powerful for giving him that true damage and for making him really powerful. So yeah, this Hero Fest banner is extremely good. I think a lot of people are going to be summoning on it, especially because we're going to be getting 10 tickets, like we have gotten these. So you can definitely try your luck with the free summons, and this banner is going to be lasting for a while. So you could actually see who comes up in a Hero Rises banner or who wins. If you really want to select which banner you summon on if you are limited on the orbs. But me personally, I'm definitely going to be committing with my orbs on this banner with my free-to-play account because Plumeria merges is really good and Hero Fest raids are extremely good for these kinds of rare units. And now let's move on to the free seasonal unit that you can, summon. And every year we have this kind of thing, and this is extremely random. So we have 4 colors here and all of these seasonal units that have appeared in the last year, and I would say that the best color here is, green, but still, you might not really get the green stone when you try to do the free summon. So the next best color in my opinion is colorless or red. The reason why I say that is because there are really high value units here in the green color, like Duo Korin, like even fodder wise, like these units are really good, like the Plagian Torch of Tharja or Farsave of Arthur. Attack Res Unity of Halloween Rhea. All of these units provide you good fodder or are really good, except for maybe, Caspar, but still he provides like bonus doubler. And colorless does have some demotes like, Raphael and also New Year Liar, but still it has really good units here and also good fodder in like Sol, for example. Red also has good fodder and good units, but there can be few units which you might not really want. So overall, like the second place goes to like colorless or red in my opinion. So try to summon on them if you do not get greenstone. If you get greenstone, then definitely try to go for that. Blue color doesn't really have the highest value in my opinion because of a lot of the demote units that are present here, and they don't really give the best fodder. So the chances of you getting a really good unit is a lot lower in my opinion in the blue pool. And you're likely gonna end up with some kind of 4-star demote here. So that is my opinion on the special hero summon. I have not really summoned yet, but definitely gonna be doing that on the summoning video when I make for the Valentine's banner. And now let's move on to the Valentine banner for this year. It's definitely really interesting because Awakening has the 10th anniversary, and Chrom's a swan, choose your legend, so he's gonna get an alt before he gets the brave version. So definitely a pretty good time for Awakening fans. And let us begin with Lucina. So Valentine Lucina is an axe armor unit, and her outfit is actually inspired by the Awakening soundtrack CD art, and that is actually really cool. And the flowers that she has is actually something that she offers you up in her Awakening confession. So a lot of really good references here in my opinion, and we just see like a glimpse of her combat. We don't really see much, but still I've tried to speculate to see what kind of other skills that she could have. So here, as we can see, she is an axe armor and she has got a save skill because she tries to save her father. And let's actually check some of the things that we might have missed. So first of all, she's got damage reduction. She actually takes 1 damage from the Sword Knight. So she does have 50% damage reduction at the very least. This could be something that Gustav has got, or maybe this could be speed-based damage reduction. I'm not really too sure, but it is damage reduction. And then she probably has a near save skill like we have seen, and it could be attack speed near save, because I feel like Lucina is definitely going to be a faster near save armor unit, unlike Valentine Gustav, which we got last year. And Lucina is usually going to be, you know, never really slow from what we have seen. So it's fair to assume that she's going to be a fast armor unit. So that is Lucina. And then we move on to our next unit, that is Valentine Female Robin. So Valentine of course has armors like we have seen last year as well. And her outfit is actually pretty similar to that of Valentine Henriette. Not that I'm complaining, it's definitely a really elegant dress. And I do like the fact that it has got this kind of theme of Plagia, the purple color. So I definitely really like that. And again, we see a glimpse here. She just retaliates back to this kind of blue mage with that iceberg. And we can see that she is a colorless mage. So she's likely a colorless armor in my opinion. And again, some more details which we might have missed. So Valentine Female Robin probably has some kind of preferred weapon. The reason why I say that is because she's a colorless mage. Colorless mages are really limited, and having inheritable weapons in them is not really going to be doing too much in my opinion, because all of the other colorless mages have preferred weapons, so it doesn't really do anything. So I feel like she's probably going to be having a preferred weapon, and this weapon does give her -1 special cooldown, because if you notice her combat, her iceberg does not return to 3 cooldown after she triggers it. It instead returns to 2 cooldown, and she also heals up 5 HP after every hit, I think. So it's pretty self-sufficient in that regard, and she does have a far save skill most likely, because we see that she's got +4 attack and defense, so likely attack, defense, far save. And she does have 42 resistance at the very least because of her iceberg damage, and she also has the possibility of being a fast armor unit because they might be, you know, trying to change up things, or maybe she could just end up as a colorless Henriette. That could also be a thing, just a better Henriette, I guess. And the next unit that we have is actually Owain here. So Owain is the 4-star demote of this banner, or I guess the 4-star focus unit, and he is a Lance Cavalier. Now that's extremely competitive class type, so it does make sense why he is 4-star focus. And we do see his stats in the combat as well, and he does have Wings of Mercy as we saw. He also has Blue Flame, which is definitely pretty incredible. So yeah, we can see his skills here, and now we can analyze that. So he does have a inheritable weapon in Piercing Tribute, which is going to be giving him +5 attack and speed during the combat. I think it's probably going to be having additional effect, but that's pretty much what we know. And then he has got attack speed bond 3, Wings of Mercy, and Blue Flame. Blue Flame on a 4-star focus unit is extremely good because it's a low cooldown special that could be used in arena because of its high scoring. So it definitely has a lot of value there. And then his base stats are going to be the following. He's going to be having 173 BST. Overall, he has pretty good offensive stat spread with 38 base attack and 42 high speed. And his defense is also not that bad at base 31. So overall, a pretty decent, like a 4-star Cavalier that you could build up. Again, he doesn't have a preferred weapon, and there's, you know, bigger fish like Brave Erica. But still, for what it's worth, he does have that stat spread. which can definitely be utilized. And then we move on to the Tempest Lina that we have on this banner, and that is going to be Valentine Lissa. I'm just so happy that she looks happy. So she is going to be our first free-to-play staff armor unit, and there are not too many staff armors in the game. There's only, Winter Sephrin and Winter Erica. So here she's going to be attacking this poor 3-star sword fighter, and she's going to be taking him out, and we can already tell her stats from the screen and also the effects. So again, let's review her. So she's going to be a free-to-play staff armor unit. Like I said, she is going to be having this kind of stat spread, having decent attack, and having a good, nice mixed bulk. Doesn't have, min-max speed, but that's kind of expected out of a free-to-play unit. And then she's got Staff of Tribute, which is an inheritable staff, which can heal up Lissa and her allies within 2 spaces for 7 HP after the combat. And then she can also get +6 defense and resistance during the combat. So it's definitely going to be leaning towards making her a lot more bulky, especially when she's got defense rest ideal and also resistance opening as her skill. So defense rest ideal is, I guess, pretty nice if you're trying to fodder off Pirate Searcher. Definitely a skill which we didn't have in the Grail Pool. And then the star of the banner is going to be Duo Chrom. So Chrom did win Choose Your Legend 6, but before that he's going to be here with Robin, male Robin, and he is a red infantry archer. So he is basically like a legendary Chrom, but much better probably, and is also blessable. So he's going to be a threat, and he could be seen in arena most of the time because of the fact that he's a duo unit and he's going to be having high scoring. So here he's going to be attacking this Axe Flyer, taking out with Deadeye, and Duo Chrom definitely has some interesting things which I definitely want to review. So from what I've calculated, after subtracting the -5 debuffs that he probably has, he ends up having this kind of stat spread, which is again really similar to that of legendary Chrom, but even better with more BST. So he has got extremely high base attack at 44, which is going to be extremely good for nuking. And then he has got 40 base defense and 26 resistance. And he also has 27 speed, which can definitely be improvised for making him faster so that he doesn't get doubled. You guys have probably seen Speedy Chrom in Arena. And then his duo skill is something really peculiar because I feel like it's going to be debuffing Chrom and his allies for -5 to all of their stats, and then it gives them the Unity effect so that they can actually make use of the Unity effect themselves without really relying on the enemy's debuffs, because this duo skill is probably going to be debuffing their allies. I know this sounds really crazy of having a negative status on your own units, like all of the debuffs, but you're still going to be getting the Unity effect if you really look closely to the footage that you have here. So I feel like that's going to be happening, and then he also gets follow-up negation from this kind of duo skill, which further makes him really bulky. Chrom also seems to have auto follow-up because he's able to double a freaking Axe Flyer. And these Pegasus Flyers are really fast. And he also has a close variant of the distant pressure skill, which Brave Marth had. So this is going to be providing him with the close counter skill, but also gives him +5 attack in both phases. But if he attacks, then he takes 5 damage after the combat. So the recoil damage can be a bit annoying. We don't exactly know what his weapon has got. Maybe he has got the effective damage against armors, which would be a bad news for Ascended Fiorm for sure, I feel like. Because Chrom has got a lot of defense, and then he's got the weapon strangle advantage, and if he ends up having the effective damage, that would be really lethal for a lot of units. And then he has got Deadeye and Time Pulse, also has 2 change fate just like legendary Chrom. So like that's why I said that he's gonna be like a better legendary Chrom, which is definitely really fearsome for sure. Chrom also has likely -1 special cooldown from his weapon, because after he triggers Deadeye on that Axe Flyer, he ends up having a 2-turn Deadeye. So with Time Pulse, he can have like a 1-turn Deadeye, which is definitely really powerful. So this Chrom looks mighty strong for sure. Unfortunately, he's not going to be eligible for a Hero Rises voting. I'm sure if he was, he would have been like a top 8 candidate for sure. But yeah, that is going to be the Valentine's banner, and that is going to be the star of this banner. So this banner is going to be having the 5 summoning tickets, so you can definitely do some free summons, just try your luck. So Duo Chrom is definitely going to be someone who you should try to get, of course. And then even Lucina and Robin are going to be having the save skills and probably going to be having good fodder. And even at Unmerged, they're probably going to be ending up as a decent unit because of how it turned out last year with Gustav and Henriette. So now let us talk about the Mythic remix. So a lot of people, including me, were expecting some kind of Mythic remix at this point because we didn't really get a notification for the announcement of the update. So we kind of figured that it was going to be Mythic remix, and that is indeed what it is. So Hrid is going to be getting his remix as well as Air this month, and they have already shown us what kind of remix they're going to be getting. Hrid is probably going to be getting a weapon refine. I'm not really too sure about Air, but ideally she should also be getting some kind of weapon refine because she definitely needs that at this point, being such an older Mythic unit. So let's take a look at Hrid's remix here. So he has got Freezing Seal 2. So Freezing Seal inflicts -7 attack and defense debuff, as well as the guard effect on the foes who have got the lowest resistance on the enemy team and any foe who are within 2 spaces of them. So this can pretty much allow you to have a better mix phase, because having the guard effect means that a lot of units are not going to be able to nuke Hrid harder with their specials, but still null guard is an effect that is getting popular on many units with their preferred weapons. So you still have to watch out for that. And of course, Legendary Female Violet does have that drive null guard. So Freezing Seal is still pretty good for supportive capability. And then he has got Attack Defense Menace as his remix skill. He had Attack Smoke before, but now he ends up having extremely good fodder because you could inherit Distant Counter and Attack Defense Menace at the same time from him. And he's probably going to be getting some kind of refine, but still he has a ton of competition, especially with Legendary Seeker. And then we also have stuff like Eliwood in the normal summoning pool, who's used a lot for Gale Force. But I feel like if Hrid ends up having some kind of Kanto or anything really valuable in his weapon refine, then I think he can definitely be a solid unit, especially for summoner duels in the Book 3 and prior metagame. And I feel like he's probably going to be having a weapon refine that can abuse the debuff, similar to Gunthra. So maybe he could get some extra effect other than just the follow-up negation and the auto follow-up that he already has in his weapon. So that could definitely help him. Maybe some kind of special acceleration, because his slot B is going to be occupied over here, so he cannot really run a Trace skill that easily. So that's why I feel like having Kanto in his weapon would be extremely helpful here. So that is Hrid. Definitely looking forward to his weapon refine because he needs that as well to really stand out, and remix is not going to be enough. And then we have Air with a remix. I'm super excited because I use her so much in my free-to-play guides, and Sparkling Boost Plus is going to be an enhanced version which can heal up 20 HP to an ally who has taken the most amount of damage. And then at start of any ally's combat, you can pretty much give them +5 resistance during the combat if they've got more than half health. So this is actually a global invisible buff that she can provide during the combat. And unless the opponent has got Colorless Feud or Impenetrable Dark, they're not going to be able to remove this kind of support from the unit who's going to be facing in the combat. So +5 resistance is extremely good, especially for any kind of other content, but also for Aether Raids offense, where Air could be used with Disarm Trap, Temari, she could be used for guidance support, and she could also be used with save teams because she does provide you +5 resistance with her mythic effect, and then she provides you +5 resistance during the combat now with Sparkling Boost Plus, which can further help you tank the magical threats. So definitely a pretty nice remix here. And then she ends up having attack resistance unity, which is a bit odd to me personally. I feel like attack speed unity would have been much better. Resistance unity is a bit odd because Air is, can get fast. So that would have made a lot more sense to me. So yeah, that's that. Air can now have a slotted skill that works in both phases, which means that she's probably going to be getting a refine that can also work in both phases. She does have the impact effect in the Lithiaburg, which is definitely pretty useful. But again, refine is definitely something that she definitely needs at this point. But still, she can function pretty nicely as a support unit with this Sparkling Boost Plus, and also the fact that she's got a lot of tools like Disarm Trap and Temari Dagger. They have also made an announcement on the notification board that they're not going to be alternating between Legendary Heroes and Mythic Hero banners like they have been doing for years now. So there might be consecutive Legendary banners, and they're definitely going to be letting us know whenever that happens. And as it is, this month is going to be a Legendary banner anyways. So we also have some other eligible units that are going to be for remix. And Air is of course going to be getting her remix in February. We already saw what she does with the new skills. And then in March, Legendary Alm is going to be getting his rerun. So he could potentially get a remix next month. And Legendary Azura is also getting a remix next month, and probably a weapon refine, which may open up doors for dancer refines. I'm not really too sure, but yeah, Alm could happen at that time. We do know their reruns from the notification board, so we can, potentially know when they could likely have a remix. So Ruma is going to be having a May rerun, and then we know that Naga and Yune are going to be running on this remix banner with Air and Hrid, but of course they're not going to be getting their remix this month. They could happen in April or June, it really depends. And then Legendary Roy is going to be having a rerun in July, so he could probably get a remix at that time. And now let's move on to talking about a Hero Rises event. So we all have 7 votes, and you can vote for any kind of unit on that website, and then from that poll, the top 8 units are going to be fighting in a voting gauntlet in game, and the top 4 in that voting gauntlet are going to be having a banner where you can spark for these units. And of course they have pointed out that this is going to be available to all players, so this is not a FEH Pass exclusive spark. So last year we had a pretty nice banner with Legendary Dimitri, Saros, Legendary Korin, and Ninja Lin, and the winner of that voting gauntlet is going to be given out to everyone as a free reward. Last year was Ninja Lin. So this year I feel like many players are expecting a really high value green Hero Rises banner, because in these last few months we have definitely got some really rare and premium, green units. So it will be interesting to see who ends up on top 8. I'll of course be having a coverage on this as well whenever the interim results come out. The 5th anniversary celebration has a bunch of quests and rewards and celebration, and we're of course going to be having the double EXP and SP event and the quintuple one as well. And the rewards that we're going to be getting out of this is going to be Celestial Stone this time as the standout reward. Last year was Pharma Soul, which is definitely hard to beat. I was thinking maybe they would give us like a Floret or something, but I guess it is going to be Celestial Stone, which is going to be, a way of getting Pharma Soul, I guess, from the Celestial Stone shop. So you can get all of these rewards as a login bonus, and then you can get even more rewards from the quests by doing them. You can also get another Celestial Stone, so you could actually get 2 Celestial Stones, which is pretty interesting, and can definitely help you get the rare items like Pharma Soul or Trade Fruits in the shop. I think Pharma Soul is definitely going to be the top priority. You can also get some other rewards from the Anniversary and Aether Raids quests, like summoning tickets for example, Divine Dews, and Dragon Flowers, and they're all going to be in the multiple of 5 because it is the 5th anniversary. There's also the Grand Hero Battle Party, which is really nice this time because this is going to be a permanent rotation. So these Grand Hero battles are going to be always rotating, which is really good for any kind of new player, because many of these units actually ended up being really solid. Like Julius and Linus got recent weapon refines and they are really good. Leon is also super nice, and we also have, units like Aversa and Naisala Pain who are going to be getting refines in the future, and many of them are going to be waiting for weapon refines, so this can pretty much help you reduce the grail cost if you're building them up to +10 merge, because you're actually going to be able to get a 5-star copy of them if you do the daily quest. So keep in mind that these quests each day are going to be lasting for only 24 hours, so be sure to do them and get the 5-star copy. Now these units don't really have any kind of insanely good fodder, so mainly you could just use them for Arena Assault, or maybe just as a one-off copy, or maybe for merging them. I'm personally really happy because now I can just use any kind of 5-star copy of these units in my free-to-play guides like Resonant Battles maybe. Another really important thing which I want to talk about are the summoning changes and how these units are going to be available in the weekly revivals, and they're no longer be present as a 5-star summonable unit. They're instead going to be available as a 4-star special rate unit on the normal banners, and then they're of course going to be having their revivals. Now they don't really specify the dates here, they actually have the dates in the announcement board, so you can basically have a double weekly revival and get 2 free summons each week, which is definitely pretty nice. And I definitely want to go over the dates of these, which I've made here. So this can be really easy to follow. So you can basically see that the 2 revival banners that we're going to be getting, which units they're going to be having, on what date. I actually have a full resolution image of this on my Twitter. The link to it is going to be in the description right below that like button, so you can check that out. So yeah, basically these kinds of units that are going to be added to the revival can definitely add as a merch project option for many people who have them as their favorites, and many of them do have good refines, like Brave On for example, Brave Camilla. All of these units are definitely pretty nice, and then they also have good fodder, like these reruns of male and female Violet do have Ruptured Sky, so if you do end up getting them, And then units like Ronald, Fleethy, Mufasa, these kinds of units are probably going to be getting a refine at a later date. So if you're trying to make them as a merge project, they could be an option. Unfortunately, these kinds of banners don't really have the spark system, so that's kind of annoying at times, but still, if you like these units a lot, you can plan for your orbs and save them for that date. Hero's Journey is also going to be having an update where they have a new feature in World Mirror. So this is, nothing related to gameplay, but it's just really cool to see what kind of animations your units can have, or I guess your summoner can have. So we have definitely talked about some of the other stuff before, but stuff like hero merit increase is definitely really nice if you farm for feathers in rival domains or forging bonds. Anything like that can definitely help you have better feather count, invest into more 3-star, 4-star units. So I definitely farm hero merit from rival domains, and that's definitely a viable strategy. So having the cap increased means that you're just going to be having more feathers if you do farm for them. They're going to be adding new Aether Raids maps, which are long overdue. So basically, when Aether Raids came out in late 2018, they basically said that they're going to be adding new maps as the game goes on, but they never added them. And now they're finally adding them. So we get 2 new maps here representing Book 4. The first map is a bridge map, which is definitely really interesting and can definitely be used for a lot of high threat range teams, I feel like. And the second map has got tree tile and defense tile in the middle, so I feel like this kind of map could be useful for the teams that are bulky in nature. They don't really have high threat range, because the tree tile is definitely going to be removing your threat range unless you have a flying unit or some kind of orders buff here, because cavalry units and infantry units are not going to be able to pass through them, even your own units, and you're also going to be protected against those units from the enemy side. So these maps I feel like are decent, but I don't think they're going to be like anything too insane. I think these are definitely nice options to have. I can definitely see people using the bridge map a lot more. So as the Aether Raids Vault of Heaven player, I think this is definitely a really nice change and a long overdue one. And we also have some new arena maps. And these maps are always annoying with the breakable blocks. But the trenches are definitely really nice as they add more, cavalry threats and stuff. So I guess these maps are going to be annoying for you if you use cavalry units, because all of them have trenches, but going to be pretty nice for you if you have flyer units on your core. And then we have Summoner Duels S. So that is another version of Summoner Duels. They just released Summoner Duels Ranked. They're just consecutively releasing stuff for Summoner Duels now, so they don't actually share what kind of event this is going to be. And they say event, this is not a mode, so I think that's only going to be available for a while, like Summoner Duels are. And here you can see all of the different units. I feel like this is going to be something similar to Arena Assault, where you cannot really use the same units on your team, and like once you get wiped out, you have to start with another team. So maybe it will be something like that. You have to maintain a streak. And we actually see 2 new captain skills here. The first one has got the Shining Light, and the second one has this kind of waves or wind, I think. I'm not really too sure, but I guess we're going to be knowing soon enough. One final thing which I want to talk about is the special rate for the seasonal units of Year 1 and Year 2. So you can actually summon the older seasonal units as 4-star special rate units on some of these revival banners. So you can get Spring Camilla, for example, on a banner with Love Abounds, the Valentine banner we run basically. So this is pretty good for getting these older, seasonal units, and these are not going to be breaking your pity rate. So these are nice additions, honestly. But yeah, this is still going to be really hard to get the particular unit that you really want to get. I know a lot of these are actually going to be having some really nice weapon refines as we move forward. Like Halloween Mer, for example, has really good weapon refine, and she's actually available here. But yeah, these units are only the ones which are going to be appearing in the 4-star special hero rate. So we do have units here which just have the inheritable weapons, but we also have units like Summer Tana, who has fantastic weapon refine. We also have Halloween Mer here, New York Gunthra, who's probably going to be getting a weapon refine, and also Winter Ephraim. So yeah, all of these units are going to be appearing as a 4-star special rate. I really like this change, but I feel like they could have done something more for the older seasonal units. Maybe have better rates on these banners or provide some kind of spark for the people who are still trying to complete the merge projects. But in any case, that was the entire coverage of the FEH channel that we had. So let me know what you think about this FEH channel and this anniversary in the comments, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, then make sure to leave a like and a comment, helps me tremendously. And if you really enjoyed, you could always support me directly by using super thanks or by becoming a YouTube member. And for more Fire Emblem Heroes videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as the chance of getting the exact Celistial that you want from the free summon banner. So with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.